Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Malicious Compliance Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and help me hit that 5,000 subscriber mark. In our first story, when a steel logistics controller can't fulfill an unreasonable delivery, he is told to get it done or be fired effective immediately. Apparently his boss didn't realize what effective immediately meant. Let's jump right in. About 10 months ago, I worked dispatch and transport for a company who was in the steel reinforcement industry. I generally worked with customers to have their steel arrive when they needed it, so they wouldn't be delayed. I did this as best I could. Occasionally, I would have to ask other customers if they could reschedule or if their delivery was time critical. My original supervisor had left for a better opportunity at a rival company about 5 months prior. I now had to report to the higher-ups because they refused to either promote me or hire someone to fill his position. Instead, they just transferred someone from Interstate who was from another department, not transport, to do the easier parts of my job. Things like calling customers who had multi-level buildings to pre-plan an approximate date of when they would need certain work plans put into production. I had to continue to do the bulk of the delivery planning, truck scheduling, driver manifests, and booking any small courier work. Although, during the week leading up to this malicious compliance, she was on leave and I had been doing everything. Now, rule of thumb was account customers who paid a premium delivery got priority, then standard account customers, followed by one-off or cash sale customers, unless the customer happened to pay for the premium delivery service. Unfortunately, sales and management had started getting the idea that they could get every delivery done whenever the customer said jump because I had been hitting the target with about a 99% hit rate, with the exceptions of when weather or machine breakdown became a factor. Sorry for the background, but I feel it was needed to get the full context of the job. Those in transport understand. So I got a call from one of the customers, we'll call him John Doe, who happened to be a cash sale, telling me he needed his steel on site approximately 80 kilometers away, 50 miles for those not yet caught up with the rest of the world. He needed it at 7 a.m. on Monday, on a truck with a crane, but couldn't accommodate a semi as there wasn't room on site. The problem was that this was Friday already, Friday afternoon, 90 minutes before I left for the weekend. I tell the customer that I'm sorry, but there is no way I can get 23 tons of steel produced and delivered to him by 7 a.m. Monday. His site was at least 60 to 90 minutes away from us, depending on traffic, and our crane truck drivers start at 6 a.m. And they can't just drive off immediately. First, they need to check the shipment, then tie down their load before getting the okay from the safety officer on site to leave. Logistically, it doesn't work, but just as problematic, all our production capacity was full, and his steel, which was originally booked for Tuesday afternoon, was pre-approved for a semi with no crane as they had one on site. Now the silence from this customer was deafening. I knew exactly what was coming. John Doe started a huge tirade about how his steel needed to be there or he'd miss the concrete pour and his steel fixers needed it ready to go the moment they finished their site meeting. I guess they had an hour-long site meeting. And that their crane was not arriving on site until the following week when the prefab walls arrive. Now, to be fair, I had just had a week of hell already, and this guy was the last thing I wanted to deal with before I was off to enjoy my weekend. I simply responded with, "I'm sorry, sir, but my hands are tied at this point. If you had called yesterday and I had time to try and rearrange some jobs, it would have had a slight chance of being pushed up, but as it is now, I wouldn't be able to. A, have the steel produced, or B, have 2 crane trucks spare to dedicate to one delivery." Before he can resume his rant, I tell the customer, I can try for Tuesday morning, but again, at this point only half of the order would get there, and first, I would need to find a driver to agree to start early Tuesday morning to be there by 7 a.m. "That's not good enough. I've paid good money for this steel, so I expect to get it when I need it." I understand you need the steel. However, you're asking me to prioritize your work over another that was already booked and confirmed. And your point? Just get me the delivery. My point is you're asking me to sit here at my desk for another 2 hours while I attempt to find the trucks needed from outside hire companies. Then, ask the production team to work overtime tonight and tomorrow to complete the extra work loading onto 2 separate trucks and try to convince 2 drivers to start at least half an hour earlier to even have a chance at being there by 7 a.m. And that is only if they are quick at tying down their loads. As well as the extra work the morning crew will have on Monday to load 2 other trucks that we can't preload as they're outside hire and won't even get here until 6 a.m. at the earliest, and that's assuming I can even find the trucks on such short notice. Most companies have their trucks completely booked out by midday for the next business day. Flip you! Don't tell me you can't do it. Last week I ordered 50 lengths and it was here 3 hours later, so don't flipping tell me you can't do it. May I ask you who you ordered it through? We have a few sites around the state that hold stock materials that can be couriered and assumed correctly that this is what had happened. Dave is the guy I normally speak to about that stuff. Oh, so that was from our site that is literally 20 minutes from you, that had the stock on hand so they only needed to put it onto a truck that was going that way. Apparently, this is where my smart-ass nature had pushed him over the edge because he hung up on me. I had assumed wrongly he had gotten the message that he was asking for the impossible and conceded, but no. About 10 minutes later I got a call from the big boss asking me to come up to his office. When I got there, the sales manager was there also. What's this I hear about you refusing a customer their delivery? Before I can respond, I just got off the phone to a customer who I was about to put on account telling me that you were rude and offensive and he expects his delivery. Okay. So in answer to your question, boss, yes, I did refuse a customer their delivery on the grounds that we can't make that time slot. We are already booked up till Tuesday afternoon, and no, sales manager, I wasn't rude or offensive, but if he took offense to anything I said, then that's on him, as offense is taken, not given. Okay, why can't we make that delivery? Well, because the 23 tons of steel he ordered was originally confirmed for Tuesday afternoon on a semi with no crane, because we were told they had a crane on site. However, he asked for it to be delivered Monday morning at 7 a.m., split onto 2 rigid crane trucks, and he only told me 25 minutes ago. I thought this was a satisfactory answer. I assumed they would realize what a douche canoe this guy was. What do you mean? That's no reason we can't get the steel to him. At this point, I had lost my patience. The sales team seemed to think they could get their way no matter what because management always backed them. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but here in Australia, we have 2 ways of reacting once we lose our patience. Get angry or become a downright smartass. I chose the second path. Apart from the fact we have 280 tons of steel already booked for other customers, all our crane trucks are booked to confirmed slots. I would have more chance of meeting the Queen of England at a local pub while Ozzy Osbourne was biting the head off of a bat than getting another 2 trucks booked before I finish. There's no need for that, but surely we can resolve this so everyone is happy. Get the steel to the customer and I'll be happy. Stop thinking that I have a magic truck spawning wand that I can wave every time you guys place an urgent order or a customer rings complaining they can't change the date and time of their delivery and I'll be a little less annoyed. This is where things went south. Well, this is a potential account customer, so here's what needs to happen. You will find a way to get this done, or you will find another job effective immediately. Well, it looks like I'm finding another job, because there is no way I can get 2 trucks from here to site by 7 a.m. Monday morning and keep my other job deadlines that I have already confirmed. I then stood up and walked out of the office back to the dispatch office where my desk was. I wiped my personal files from the computer I worked on. my own notes and spreadsheets that I kept to help me with my job. I shut my computer down and collected my personal belongings from the tea room and desk drawers. The guy who also worked in the office asked what was going on. He worked as the driver's safety check and made sure the trucks were always maintained and compliant. Maintenance guy. I shrugged and responded, "You know that Clyde North guy from before? He just complained to his sales rep, who in turn complained to the big boss, and they told me to find a way of getting it done or find another job. So, I guess I'm finding another job." "Yeah, but you haven't printed any of the manifests or done the courier bookings for Monday morning." "I'm just following instructions and finding another job effective immediately, because they did tell me to do that if I didn't find a way." The desk phone rang, but I didn't answer. It was the sales manager. Then it rang again, this time the big boss was calling, but I still didn't answer because, as far as I was concerned, I was now unemployed. I had been fired, effective immediately. My mobile rang next. It was a number I didn't recognize, but I answered because I have a karate school. This was potentially a new student. However, it was the big boss calling from his personal mobile. "Why didn't you answer your desk phone?" "Oh, because I don't work here. I was fired." Effective immediately were the words you used, so I no longer work here, and so I am not obligated to answer the phone at the desk that I am no longer employed to sit at. "Thank you for the employment, boss. By the way, you may need to send someone to organize the manifests and courier bookings for Monday. I normally do that in my last 90 minutes to ensure any cancellations are caught before I leave, and good luck finding a way of delivering that steel to Clyde North at 7 a.m. on Monday morning." I hung up the phone and said my goodbyes to the few people I actually liked and got along with on my way out. However, as I finished putting my things in my car, I had the sales manager and the big boss stop me at my car, telling me I had to finish out the day. I smiled and responded with, "Effective immediately are words I am happy to comply with." I then got in my car and drove to my dojo, where thanks to my leave payout, I can now run full-time karate and kobudo traditional weapons classes. From what I heard later, they had to pay a stupid amount of money to their competitor to help them cover the various deliveries that had to be moved around to accommodate the douche canoe that wouldn't accept his original agreement. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please smash that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.